What is happening, guys? I'm Yogi Steve. This is ESA, the Electric Scooter Academy. I make videos about high-powered electric scooters and doing food delivery on the same scooters. Today is Thursday. It's in the afternoon. It's my day off. I'm at Five Guys. I take 2 days a week off, Mondays and Thursdays, and I make sure I get all my chores done, get my laundry done, tune the scooters up, work the tires and the brakes. But now I'm also going to get some of the food that I deliver. I've been missing Five Guys. I've had food at a restaurant on average 2 or 3 times a week since the pandemic started, and that's really rare for me because I was going through a stretch where I was eating out like 2 times a day. I thought today I would find a nice place to sit down and answer some of your YouTube questions. I thought that would be a really cool idea, just to answer your questions that you've posted in the comments. I always encourage you to talk to me in the comments. I know some of you guys may feel like you're alone and don't have anybody to talk to. I don't really know what type of situation you're going through with the quarantine. I'm super lucky that I get to keep doing this job, get some light socialization going, and I generally feel pretty good going through this pandemic so far. I'm just worried mostly about the older people in my life. Guys, so I'm going to scroll through all my YouTube comments and questions, and I'm going to answer your questions from the most recent going backwards. So if you posted a question recently, you know you're going to get an answer to it right away. Scroll down 20 posts and I didn't see anything, period. The lesson is, if you don't have anything nice to say, shut the fuck up. All right, my first question is from Ant-Man, A-N-T-T-M-A-N-N. Is it just me, but every time I see a one-wheeler, they are never wearing a helmet and have their phone in their hand, whether they're on it or recording themselves? So my reply was, yeah, a one-wheeler is often more like a skateboarder, where a skateboarder almost never wears a helmet. I have no idea why these guys think that a one-wheel is any different than an electric skateboard or a scooter. Once you're going faster than 15, 20 miles an hour, you gotta wear a fucking helmet. You're out of your mind not to. So yeah, one-wheelers are a little crazy. I like the one-wheel a lot, but I just don't really want to put the time into learning a new vehicle. Plus, I'd have to be a little bit younger to do deliveries on that type of a device. K_V_N asked me, how does the music come through so clean? Is it just that the camera mic? Is it just the camera mic, or is your phone speaker that good? Look, guys, I use all cheap equipment. The only thing expensive that I have is the scooters. My U-locks are cheap. Well, actually, my quad lock is expensive for the cell phone holder, 75 bucks. But my U-lock is cheap. My speakers are very cheap. My lights are very cheap. My speakers are very cheap. I just have the speakers perfectly distanced, I guess, from the Gopro, where the sound comes through really clear. The only reason why my voice is clear on the GoPro is I'm good at projecting my voice, and I talk down a little bit. Ghost X is asking me, what app do you use to track your distance and time? I use the free Strava app. It wasn't that long ago that the Strava free app wasn't that good, but I started using it just a few months ago, and it's a pretty good deal for free. So I use the Strava app, and I don't pay for it. All right, my next question is from Some Seaweed, S-U-M Seaweed. Good name again. Hi, I'm new to scooters, and I was planning on getting one to use in Austin, but I'm worried about the governor and like street legality. He's worried about, is it legal on the street? Is there a way to remove the governor, and what are the street rules? First of all, you got to look into your state's rules. They're most likely the same as your electric bike rules. So whatever the electric bike rules are in your area, that's probably what the scooter rules are. You should really look into that closely, though. And he's asking me if there's a governor on the scooter. I think he means what we call a speed limiter. These scooters come with a speed limiter, which limits the speed of the scooter to like 15 or 20 miles per hour. They only do that to cover their bases. The law is basically that if the scooter goes more than 20 miles per hour, it's not even supposed to be shipped to the United States. So since these scooters pretty much all come from China, they all come with a speed limiter. So that makes it legal for shipment. When you get the scooter, you can remove the speed limiter, and the legality of it is, at least in California, is that you can ride the scooter at any speed on private property. You cannot ride these at high speeds on the regular roads. So that's why when you see me doing deliveries, I'm usually like in the low 20s. I've never been pulled over for speeding. I've been pulled over for like zigzagging and driving like an asshole. So technically, well, fully legally, these things are illegal without the speed limiter. When you buy it, it will have the speed limiter, and the guy who sells it to you is gonna go, yeah, it's got a speed limiter on it. and he's gonna wink at you, and maybe he'll remove it for you, or he'll tell you how to remove it. So slightly shady. If the scooter industry wants to move forward, they really need to get through all that shit. Alrighty, my next question is about my phone holder. El Alali Larak Mohammed asks me, what kind of phone holder do you use on this scooter? Interestingly enough, that's one of the most common questions I get. It's a brand, it's called the Quad Lock, Quad, Q-U-A-D, lock, one word. You can buy them on Amazon, you can buy them from their site, I think it's quadlock.com. I tried every other phone holder, and on these scooters, when you're bouncing around, every other phone holder failed, and my phone fell off, or the holder broke, or whatever. So then I discovered the Quad Lock, a unique form of phone holder. It's very small and tiny, and when you're looking at it, you can't believe it's like 75 bucks, but totally worth it. It's one of the tools that I purchased that is not low end, that is holding up really well. So it's called the Quad Lock. Get it on Amazon or get it on their website. Now that I'm done eating, I can go through these a little quicker. I should have bought a drink. I never buy drinks from these places. Like a hamburger and french fries around here is like 14 bucks. Get it with the soda, it's like 17 bucks. It kind of seems like a big difference to me, so I'm thirsty, but I'll get a soda later. I shouldn't drink soda anyhow. All right, let's bang through some of these questions. Same person, El Alali Larak Mohammed. Do you leave your scooter locked in the street with no problem? What kind of lock do you use? I use a generic cheap lock. It's a Titanker ripoff, 25 bucks, the U-Lock. See, the U-Lock on Amazon. The other part of the question. And yeah, I lock up my scooter most of the time. Sometimes in restaurants, at Chipotle and stuff like that, I can literally see the scooter as I'm picking up the food. Some restaurants are a little bigger, more complicated, so I just lock up outside. As far as apartment buildings go, sometimes I bring it in, it's easier. And sometimes I feel like I was doing that out of stubbornness, like I want to show that I can bring my scooter in here. But oftentimes it's just easier to tie the scooter up outside. So maybe half the time at an apartment I tie it up outside, maybe half the time I bring it in. It's a good question. Cocaine 1397, capital K-O-K-A-N-E 1397. You know, until I said the name out loud, I didn't realize it's cocaine. That's pretty good. I'm looking to buy my first scooter for under 1,000 pounds. I assume that's a pound sign. I'm a stupid American. It's a pound, right? A pound is about $1, I guess. I know a pound is either 1.2 to 1 about. I don't know if that means $800 or $1,200. Let's say it's 1,000 bucks. I want to get into food delivery as a side job, so I'll be using my scooter mainly for that and getting to and from my main job. Any recommendation? If you've been a fan of my Just Electric Scooter videos, I've been saying the same thing for a long time. And if I consider myself a teacher of any sort, it's really important as a teacher that my message be consistent, that I don't keep changing the answers to questions. So I've really thought about the answers to most of my questions for a long time, especially with scooters. I bought so many of them. So at this stage, I think the best scooter for $1,000 or less is a 9-Bot Max. Just because that was a scooter that Lyft used for their rental scooters. And when I rented it, I really noticed it was faster, had better acceleration. It was just a generally more durable scooter than say an ES4 or a Xiaomi. So for anything under $1,000, about the $1,000 price point, I think that the 9-Bot Max is your best deal. Now, as far as doing deliveries on this scooter, it's a little limited in range, and if you have any hills in your area, remember, hills really kill your range. So you could probably do it as a part-time job on a 9-Bot Max, but I think if you wanted to make full-time money, if you wanted to do what I do, or I have a goal of making $1,000 a week, you need a big dual-motor scooter. You know, I always just recommend a $2,200 Dualtron. You buy this right here, Dualtron 2 Limited. I'm not too familiar with the newer Dualtron models, but they're all probably better than anything else at that price point. All right, California Driver, who's one of the first vloggers that I watched. I recently put a comment on his page and he commented back on mine. A cool guy, you should follow this guy, California Driver. He's doing some interesting stuff, making a high hourly earn. It looks like you're dashing in either USC West or Beverly Hills West Hollywood. How has it been the last few weeks compared to normal hourly wise? Yeah, I work in West Hollywood, Beverly Hills. I'll go a little bit to Silver Lake. I'll go a little bit close to Wilshire. I guess that's just Los Angeles. I would say now that the pandemic has really kicked in, the biggest difference is I don't get any more of these large orders for offices that would have like a $20, $30, $40 payout, the unicorns. Those are just completely gone. I've gotten one of those, a $35 order during the pandemic. The big difference is most of my orders are individual meals or 2 meals. Almost always, 80% of the time, individual meals. But my hourly rate has definitely gone up. I think I was at $26.50 the week before. This last week, it feels like I'm working on close to the high 20s. You know, working the prime hours, lunch noon to 3, dinner 6 to 9 or so. My hourly rate has definitely gone up since the pandemic started. Local rap news, that's a cool name. It gives you the local news about the rap scene, I guess. My scooter turns off while I'm using it and does not want to turn on. It turns on minutes later and does have battery left at least 80%. I have almost no answer for you other than finding the best discussion group. And actually, I think that I did look up your type of scooter after you gave me the name. It looks almost exactly like the Xiaomi. So on the YouTube page, I directed you to the Facebook Xiaomi support group. The good news is anything that's gone wrong with that type of scooter, these guys know how to fix it. The bad news is anything that can go wrong with a Xiaomi 365 is going to go wrong, but you can fix it. So check out the discussion groups on Facebook. C2Thew, C2THEW. I guess he's saying he has a Maike MK8 scooter. I looked at those. Those are pretty cool. Those are probably some of the better Alibaba brands. How many GoPro batteries do you go through filming? That's a pretty good question. And I haven't really invested enough money in batteries. I have 3 batteries, and they usually last about an hour each. So if I'm really shooting a lot, I know I have to change the battery twice. I'll start with the fresh battery, and I'll go through 3 batteries over 3 hours. Sometimes as I'm getting more efficient at figuring out when to turn the camera on and off, I'll use as few as 2 batteries. So 2 or 3 batteries, and I definitely need to buy another SD card. I've been using the same SD card the GoPro came with. It's only 60 minutes. I need to buy a way longer SD card. All right, one more. All right, Ray Ko, I guess that's pronounced Ko, Ray, Keogh. How many miles do you do in a day, and how many times do you charge your battery? That's a really good question, because if you just stumble upon my videos, it can almost seem like I'm full of shit, all the miles that I'm doing. But I remember I have 2 scooters. I have this Dualtron 2 Limited. This one gives me about 30 miles on a shift. I usually use this for lunch shift. And I have a Dualtron Ultra, gets a little more mileage, but not a lot, 35 miles. I charge the scooters whenever, usually when I get home with the D2 Limited during the daytime. I let it rest for a little bit because I don't like to charge it while it's hot. I let it cool down, and then I'll start charging it. And then I'll go out for dinner shift using the Dualtron Ultra, and I'll come home and I'll charge that while I'm sleeping. These scooters take 12 hours to charge if you don't have the supercharger. It's like a fucking scam. So for 180 bucks, when I bought my first scooter, I bought the supercharger. That way they charge in 5 hours. It's my opinion, they should just give you that charger with the scooter and include it with the price. There's a lot of shady business going on in the scooter business, and it is what it is. Guys, I'm Yogi Steve. This is ESA, the Electric Scooter Academy. I make videos about high-powered scooters and doing videos on the same scooters. I appreciate you checking out my videos. I can't say that enough. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. If you like the video, like it. Definitely leave a comment down below. I plan on doing more of these frequently asked question type videos. I like doing it. It's fun. It's really easy to do. Much easier than working. Bye, guys. Thank you very much. I appreciate you all.